Hi, good morning or good evening to everyone. So today's our new topic is about the file modes. Last class we had an introduction to file concept. Just to recap, file is nothing but it's a collection of information. When I say collection of information that is represented in the files in the form of rows and columns. Here, in terms of technically, rows are called as a records and the columns are called as a fields. And now our main goal in the files concept is how do we open a file, and how do we read the data from a file, and how do we write the data into the file, and how do we append the data to the existing file, and finally how do we close the file. Now we are going to see the practical examples of all the different modes that we can use while working with the files concept in Perl. So let me start with the first thing called as a file read. So here you can see a mode is less than symbol. It's a file handler. I'm naming it as a file, and this is the path where a program or a text file resides. If the file is not found, then it will be dying with file not found. And here what I'm trying to do is, after reading the data, I'm trying to print the data onto the screen, and finally you have to close the file. Never forget to close the file if you are keeping the file open. If it is a huge file, so if someone wants to process it, so the data may not be an updated data, or it causes some issues, so better to close the file after you process it. So this is the simple program that here you have to make sure like less than is written over here. So if you wanted to open a file in a read mode, you cannot append the data, or you cannot write the data. What I'm doing is just I'm trying to print the data. As usual, go to command prompt, and if you know the path of the where the program is residing, just copy it here and just paste it. Before that, you have to write it as a Perl programs and slash file read.pl. So if you see, so in this r.pl, so have a two lines of text, that is my number argv, and this has been printed. So how it happens, if since I used less than symbol, so that has been worked. So this is how a read operation will work. Whatever, after extracting the data from a file, what are the specific action that you want to do, or what is the business logic you have, you can go ahead and do that one. So read is the operation that we have to use it. Open, file name, read mode, file path, or if it is not there, then you have to say file not found. For example, see here it may fail. I'm updating it to ar.pl. Let's see what happens here. It simply say file not found with this at line 1, right? And also we can use warning symbol operation, so file not found, even though it says the same. Okay, so this is about the file read. Now let's look at about the file write. Okay, what is the difference between file read and file write? We'll see now. So earlier for file read you have used less than symbol. Now I'm trying to use a greater than symbol. Okay, and if the file is existing, it will truncate the data, or it will remove all the data from a file. Okay, so here what you can do is print the file data. So after you get the data here, and print file test data, that means you are trying to write this data into this file. So how do you know that? So first what you have to do is make sure if you have any data. So I can see a data over here, that is append.test. So what action happens after we write the data, or after we run this Perl script? Let me save this, and I'm trying to run this file write write.pl. okay, see, now let's go back to the file. I'm really sorry about that. So let me open this. So you can see it has the data with as test data. That's it. So now go back to your program here, and that means this means what is happening here is, even though there is any data exist in the file, that will delete the data and it will override with your new data. If you don't want to delete the data, and if you want it to append the data, then what is the action you can do? Simply what you can do is, so now in our text file the data what we have is test data, right? So now I will be writing another program that is called as a file append. So in this let me edit this. So here you can see the same file I'm taking it, test.txt, and append the text. I'm trying to write the data as append the text. Now you can see you can run this using file append.pl. okay, so now let's see what happens here in the text file. If you open this, you can see append the text has been done, right? So this is how you can append the data to an existing file, or you will be seeing read operation, write operation, open, and everything. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great and pleasureful day.